Welcome to our fourth video on construction defect cases. I'm your host, Dr. Tony Nettleman. Thank you for joining me. Our fourth video is on rush jobs. Now, as one professional that is part of a huge project with many other subcontractors, civil engineer, GC, earthwork, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, a construction of a large complex or series of complexes is a huge undertaking. And surveyors are the first ones in there and the last ones out to every construction job. But one of the biggest issues I've seen with construction defect cases against surveyors, the surveyor was rushed. The surveyor did not have the proper equipment. The surveyor did not have the proper personnel. The surveyor did not perform the proper quality control, quality assurance. And the surveyor was just running to do the form boards, running to do the elevation, running to do the topographic survey, running to do the as-built at the end. I understand there are deadlines. But what would you rather have? A project that is properly constructed, where the buildings are where they should be at the proper elevation, and it takes a little bit longer? Or would you rather have a project that gets mired in litigation for years because the buildings are below the floodplain, because the buildings are on the neighbor's property? All of these crazy things I have personally seen, and oftentimes, or sometimes at least, it's because the surveyor did not take the time to do the job properly. And I'm not saying it's always the surveyor's job, because sometimes you have design drawings which are either impossible to place on the ground because too low, too high elevation, or it's on the neighbor's property. The design drawings are incorrectly drawn. So it's supposed to be a 1,000 by 500 foot lot, but in reality, it's actually a 950 foot lot because the boundary survey was not conducted before the design drawings were created for the office building. But it is incumbent on the surveyor to check the design drawings, make sure that you can accurately survey what is being designed by the engineer. And as you go through each stage, the boundary survey to start with, the topographic survey in the middle, the as-built at the end, you are checking to see, does this really make sense? Because there may be a surveyor who is involved with the boundary side, which got it wrong. And because of that, when you go to do the as-built, you have to resurvey the boundary, not just assume the first boundary survey was correct. So, as surveyors, I'm telling you guys to take your time. Double, triple check everything. Assume nothing. And if you can do that, you will catch these errors or, issues as you go through the survey process. And in the end, as professionals, we have to educate the non-surveyors in all the different ways which we find issues, errors, ways to do things better. So take your time, do it right, and that way when you leave the project, it will not follow you back to your office.